Welcome back for part 5 of episode 6 of Atavar Ascension. To catch you up on where we last left off. Using a bit of magic to change their appearances, Tomer uses the likeness of a figure from his past in an attempt to draw out his quarry. Seeming to have the desired effect, Tomer, looking like a large dragonborn, and Ajax, looking like Tomer, make their way out of the horny halfling, with a few people following a little ways behind them. Gold continues to observe from his position inside the club, and notices the other group from the secret meeting slipping out the back. He decides it may be best to follow them and try to keep an eye on what they are doing. As Tomer and Ajax exit and then head down towards a nearby alleyway, their pursuers keep pace from a distance. But once the two members of the Blue Devils round the corner, they prepare themselves to assault the three people following them. And their backup, Leon and Persephone, are just a little further down the alleyway, ready to lend aid. Upon reaching the alleyway, the three men are immediately attacked as Tomer, Ajax, Persephone, and Leon jump into action, while Gold is off attempting to pursue the other group. And that is where we hop back into the action.
Until I see something that makes me stop booking it, maybe.
Alright, so that is your turn.
This one took full damage then, correct? The one that got pushed back?
Yes.
And so, also, theoretically, if I were to stand here, I would be within 5 feet of all of them, right? Because he was
Yes.
5, 10. Okay.
Gold, you are up.
I'm going to take the dash action,
Okay.
and I'm going to fucking
So you're
sprint.
double moving, so you're moving 70 basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hot pursuit.
As you clear the end of the building, you notice that the way the street goes is it goes down the way you were headed, and then they turned right around the corner. As you come around the corner, the alley on that side heads up. It's actually more of a larger street. It's not really so much an alley. Heads up towards the main square. But then on the other side of that street, there's another alley, but it's offset a little bit further to the right. And you catch the movement of them running on that other alley. They're still a good 50 feet ahead.
Okay. Just going to make any and all effort to make it faster to them.
I have a question. Yeah. So message says it lasts for 1 round. Is a round a whole
6 seconds.
turn of everything?
6 seconds. Basically, you interact, you say your shit.
Your
And
turn.
that's it. Okay, so it's a single turn, not a whole everybody's turn before
Not
it gets back to
everybody's
me.
turn.
Okay.
It's 6 seconds.
Okay.
Well, if it says full round, then it should be her turn, and then if he wants to respond.
Yes.
No, he's already
It's
responded.
it's on
I
his
just wanted to
turn.
see if he can keep me posted on his turn or if that's already gone.
Nope.
Okay.
You'd have to use another message.
Yep. So just verifying. Okay.
And that's all you're doing?
Yep.
Tomer, you are up. Leon, you're on that.
Correct.
Understandable.
Oh yeah, lots of people are running away. Except for the rest of them. The ones that you're facing.
So many attacks of opportunity.
Do it, come on. It's time. I'm gonna crack my neck and rip my face off and turn into a werewolf.
Ooh,
Okay.
he dies instantly.
Are you dropping the oral?
I'm dropping the oral. Just
Shit.
freaking
Drop the oral.
Oh, he's dropping him by ripping his face off.
Yeah. Okay. So you rip your face off and there's this werewolf now.
What the fuck?
Fucking time.
Gruesome.
Come on. What the? Okay. So the big boy's still in front of me, correct?
Yes.
I am going to. There's one thing that I want to do. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to. Sorry. I'm going to bonus act. Oh no, bonus action was a hybrid form. I can't do that this turn. Never mind. Okay, I go swingy.
Okay.
With the lightning damage now attached to my sword.
You got it. Roll your attack.
18 plus stuff.
Okay, for a total of?
18 plus 4.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
So I gotta remember. So it's this, and then I gotta figure out what the lightning damage is.
Who did you hit, Percy?
Hmm?
Who
She
did you
hit the
The big
one.
boy.
Okay.
Fennel.
Fentanyl. It's his name.
The plight of a DM. You name things.
Hey,
and then the
I
plight.
got
I do it to my
something-
players.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
do it to my to Mr. Johnny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third dolphin.
So
fucker.
he is going to take a total of
Not much.
8 points of damage.
Okay.
Pretty good.
You have advantage on damage?
No. It's 2 regular plus the lightning of the blood maledict that I put on my sword.
Gotcha.
Okay. And all you have left is movement, or are you staying up there?
I'm staying up there.
I figure. All right. Leon, you're up.
Someone's head's getting chopped.
Alright, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, so that
Okay.
all 3 of them are within 5 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to... So you probably already said it before, but I didn't catch it if that's the case. Is the big guy wearing better armor than the 2 smaller dudes?
I mean, no. In fact, they're wearing chain armor. He's wearing studded leather.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so
But he also has a shield.
I'm going for the big guy anyway. I'm going to go for a rapier strike.
Okay.
Please, I am so sorry. That fucked up the board. So that'd be 14 plus 6, so 20.
Okay. That hits.
So then I'm going to expend another use of Bardic Inspiration to do Slashing Flourish.
Okay.
So that will deal my rapier damage plus 1 Bardic Inspiration die.
Flip the coin to werewolf.
So that's going to do... Of course, I rolled a 1 on the play. Okay, so 11 plus 1. So he's going to take 12 damage, and those 2 are going to take 1 damage. I
Okay.
rolled a 1 on the d6. Oh, my luck.
Listen, damage adds up. No matter where
I
You
you're
gotta
know.
be hurting now.
Hopefully.
Okay. He's the big guy, Fennel. Not Fennel. Fennel is starting to look a bit rough. The other 2 are looking pretty beat up.
Poke 1 damage.
And it is now their turn.
I was even ready to scribe all of that, but then 1 damage.
Force feed them a bad berry for 1 damage.
All
How
right.
dare you insult my berries.
That sounds kind of...
All right. You are now the target.
Let's go.
As these 2 turn to attack you. And does a 14 hit you?
No.
Remember, boys,
Okay.
one needs
A
to
22
live.
definitely does, though.
Maybe not. No, it does.
But it ain't gonna be the big one.
Okay. 9 points of slashing damage as one of them hits you with their long sword, dragging it across your hip and down, cutting your leg pretty severely.
That kind of hurt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
My leg! My leg!
And then
I think I got opening.
Fennel
crit in the
looks
last
at
fight,
you, and he just... Shit! And attempts to swing, even though his taunts have been better than his actual attacks.
All bark.
Okay, that's actually not bad. That might
I gotta
actually
make
hit.
a...
Does a nat 20 hit?
Take half damage.
Okay, yep, I keep
Alright.
concentration on Bane for that
So
one
that-
dude.
That is a
I think I didn't
22
apply
and a
nat 20.
23.
They both hit.
Have you been remembering
Still
to
resistant.
add Bane to the green guy?
None of them were nat
Yes.
20s. I just
I'm
finished
just saying
on the
in general.
damage.
I said as a
I
joke,
wouldn't worry
nat
about
20, you
him
said
this
him.
time.
Okay, well, I don't possibly
Yeah.
know that.
What did you do now?
I do now.
Alright, so that's these. $14 points of piercing damage.
So,
And 11 points of piercing damage.
so
25 total, so that's going to be 12 total. As he takes his spear and he thrusts it out, hitting you right in below the ribs on your right-hand side and twisting it in order to try to open the wound more.
I'm gonna
It
laugh.
definitely hurts, but not as much as it could have.
I'm gonna laugh and say my mom hits harder than you do.
Okay.
Demoralized.
And he says right back,
I knew your mom. Yeah. She was a beast.
He's the beast now.
Real recognizes real.
Ajax, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to turn towards Big Guy, and I'm going to attempt a level 2 inflict wounds.
Like you're making a little bit of headway. You go across that main street and duck into that alley. You now think you can see them. They're only about 30 feet ahead of you at this point. Anything else you're going to do? You got a bonus action?
I don't think I have a bonus action that would be relevant to anything that'd be relevant. I mean, I'll go ahead and yell out to them, stop.
I can see him doing all this, right? Or am I
No.
I'm still too far for that?
I'm so far away from you.
Yeah, you.
I'm still running to catch up to that.
Here's one street. Okay, think of this like you're looking at the map. Like this is the top of the map. Here's one street, and then down, and then the other alley.
So
you're down here, so you can't see down like that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'll maybe drop one of my good berries
Okay.
to try and leave a little bit of a trail.
Okay. Tomer, you are up again.
Do we?
I guess I didn't technically tell you.
Hope
I
your
was
dice are
following
nicer to you than they are to me.
Technically.
18 plus 4 to hit.
Wow.
That hits.
Wonder what that's like.
It's called revenge. Sweet, sweet revenge. Oh! 10 points of damage. I rolled
Okay.
2 4s and then a 2.
All right. Bonus action.
I'm going to.
Wait, you rolled 2 4s and a 2. Don't you have a flat modifier to add to your damage?
Oh, my bad. Plus 3.
Uh-huh.
Bonus action. Blood Maledict. And I'm going to curse the big man in front of us, and he takes 1d4 necrotic damage. Then it cannot be reduced in any way or form.
Blood Maledict.
You invoke Blood Curse a number of times per short rest on your level before it affects the target. You can choose to amplify the curse. Amplifying the curse gains an additional effective notice in the curse description. Amplifying the curse, you take 1d4. Oh, I take 1d4 points of necrotic damage. They can't be reduced this way. Creatures you don't have their blood in their bodies are immune. Blood Curse is
Yeah,
Hemocraft.
that is an action, not a bonus action.
Oh, damn it. No.
So helping those farmers.
Oh no, it says right here, as a bonus action, you mark a creature that you see within 30 feet of you until the end of the turn. Whenever you hit that target creature with a weapon that has an active Crimson Rite, you roll an additional damage die. That's the Blood Curse of the Marked. That's the maledict that I'm activating, which is a bonus.
Would that need to be used before then?
Sounds like it.
It says you can activate it as a bonus action on D&D.
Yeah, but it's...
Yeah, no, it's... If you look under your features and traits,
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
or sorry, under your actions, and you look under bonus actions, yeah, the bonus actions you have are Blood Curse of the Marked, Crimson Rite.
Yeah, Blood Curse of the Marked is the one that I'm talking about.
Okay, you said Blood Mallet.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. As a bonus action, your weapon to strike for 1d4 extra damage of your chosen type. On activating the right, you take 1d4. Right damage is magical, and lasts while you hold the weapon until you complete a short long rest. So all you're doing is
marking him.
no, you're marking what you're imbuing your weapon.
No, that's Crimson Rite. I activated it when we first started off before I became a werewolf.
Right. So what is it you're trying to do then in addition to that?
I'm trying to Blood Curse of the Marked.
The Blood Curse of the Marked is hold on. Let's see. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't write that what it does under it like it does with everything else. Okay.
Crimson Rite and Blood
Yeah,
Curse.
as a bonus action, you mark a creature that you can see within 30 feet until the end of your turn. Whenever you hit the cursed creature with a weapon, for which you have you roll an action. Okay, So yeah, you're just marking him.
Yeah, so I basically, instead of rolling 1d4 with the electric, I do 2d4 on top of the 2d6.
Gotcha.
And that's my bonus action.
Okay. Leon, you're up.
Oh, you're up. That's a cool place. Yes. All right. So I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna attack big man with my rapier. All right. Nat 20.
Nice.
Wow. All right.
Nat 20.
And I'm going to. I mean, this will actually be capitalized. Hopefully, I don't roll a 1 again. I'm going to use slashing flourish again.
Okay.
So my question is, it'd probably only double damage with the bardic inspiration die on him, though, right?
All dice are double.
Right, but the way slashing flourish works is that I roll damage, and then I add my bardic inspiration die to the damage on the guy I'm targeting, and then any other creature within 5 feet of me of my choice also takes the bardic inspiration die. But I'm not attacking them directly, so I don't think I would double the damage for that.
Wait, one.
Also, I did look it
Just
up.
hold on.
Well, I was going to say, I did look it up and confirmed. Jeremy Crawford himself said, yes, it can hit multiple people with the slashing flourish.
No, I agree.
Yeah, well, it was just confusing wording for me, so I had to look it up.
No, I would say all dice are doubled, in my opinion.
So even for hitting the other
Yes.
two? All right, awesome. So first off,
It's fun. Fuck it.
it is fun. So that'll be, nice actually. So 4 and 3, so 7. Don't say, don't write
I'm
anything
not.
down. 4 and 3. Remember that D6 is 3, 7 is 11, and 4. So 11, 7. So the big guy will take 18 points.
Damn.
And the 2 small guys will take 7 points each.
Okay.
And as I do this, I essentially stab into the back of the big guy, and then twirl around and quickly sting with my rapier into the other 2 and say, "Come on, put a little pizzazz into your fighting."
And as you see that, the this one here, when you stab him with your rapier, he drops.
Oh, wait, I forgot. He takes 6 more. I didn't add my flat modifier.
To who?
The big guy. So
Oh.
instead of taking 18, he takes 24.
Nice. So, yeah, that hurt pretty bad. And that one there, one of the smaller guys, drops.
Alright. And that would end concentration for Bane as well, because he was the only one affected, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is the big guy looking?
Pretty beat up.
Awesome.
It is their turn.
I love Sword.
Yep. I forgot what it's like to make contact.
This one,
I've done nothing. I've got
Okay.
nat 20 and then
dirty 20 to hit you.
Oh, dirty 20, yeah, that hits.
For 7 points of slashing damage, as this is the same one that hit you last time. He drew his sword across your hip and your leg last time, and this time you stab him and he knocks your blade aside, elbows you, and then draws it across, cutting across your chest.
You're more competent than you look.
His buddy is dead.
Yeah, no, I thought so.
The big guy, seeing one of his guys drop and the other one not looking too good, says,
Fuck this.
he uses his action to disengage.
Pussy!
And he begins to run.
Oh, his ass is mine.
I agree, Zach.
That's his turn. Ajax, you're up.
I'm going to move past. He can take that attack of opportunity.
Okay. He will attempt to.
That 20
Dirty
for 30
20.
damage.
Dirty 20.
It hits.
Lord, these rolls.
9 points of slashing damage as he catches you across your
Ouch.
back.
So I just need to know the green dice.
Okay, well, I'm going to use level 2 Guiding Bolt on him.
Okay. So
And
I
I'm going
believe
to
that's an
fail my
attack
roll.
No, you can do it. I believe in you. Come on.
Okay, that one actually hits. I got a 21.
That definitely hits.
Smart man. Got him.
So that's what it feels like.
I mean, you did a shit ton of damage with Thunderwave.
That one couldn't miss. It can
Yeah.
only do half. Wait, it did do half.
Well, it did 24 to the poor green guy.
That's true.
And he's dead now, so.
Let's see. We got a 5, a 3, so that's 8, 9, 12. That's 4 so far.
Mhm.
17 points of damage.
That's pretty good.
And then the next attack on him has advantage.
And I can have
Shimlo, guide my bolt.
And if you
Smite
miss
my
by a little
enemy.
bit, you can have the Bardic Inspiration.
Persephone.
He's still
I still don't
standing.
see shit.
Oh, I'm going to use the rest of my movement then and keep going.
Okay.
How much movement do I got left? I got
I
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Assuming I still don't see shit.
Mhm.
I use my movement to move. I assume I still don't see shit.
So your move and action to move, right?
Well, I'm gonna move and then see whether or not I need to use my action
Okay.
to move.
As you're going to need to use your action. But
Okay,
then
then-
as you do, you are now just across the street and have gotten into that alley. It's long. It's going between several buildings. There is trash and debris and stuff like that. And I will need a perception check. You will have advantage because it's not super cluttered, and there's usually not a ton of people hanging out.
That's fair.
So you're almost looking at, like,
Perception.
looking for silhouettes in the moonlight.
10.
Okay. You see kind of the silhouette in the distance ahead of you
Okay. I can't
of
make
gold.
out. Okay, I can't even see it's him.
He's got a decent lead on you, and he seems to be pulling away because he's fast as fuck. But you do know. Okay, I'm catching up.
Okay. So
So at least I'm catching up
Yeah.
overall. Not losing.
dashing, booking it to wait till I can see bad guys.
Yes.
Keep on running.
All right, gold.
Run, run, run.
Same thing.
Run some more.
You are catching up to them at the end of your turn. You can see 10 feet ahead of you is the wood elf. And then in front of the wood elf is the Goliath with the gnome on their shoulders.
I love that.
And you can't really see the other two, you assume they're in front of him.
Y'all better stop. I'm not gonna stop. I'm on your ass.
Okay?
$1 million man. $1 million elf.
Oh, that's right. I need to roll a con save to see if my... It was a 12, so I think that passes.
Tomer. It's your turn.
I'm gonna move to get in sight of the big man.
Okay.
Do it.
How far is that?
He is about 30 feet away from you now. Because that's all he could move is 30. Because he disengaged and then moved.
So how many feet did it take to get out of the alleyway to see him?
10.
Well, he would be more like 25, because if he was next to me and he disengaged, then he would have moved 30 away from me as well.
He was here.
Yeah.
Okay. He moved 30.
Yeah, so he's like 30 feet.
Sure, whatever.
No,
Close enough.
it's close.
I'm not gonna be able to reach him to do the sword that I want to do, but I still have the blood maledict on him. So
It is closer.
okay.
No, I'm just trying to equalize there. You're getting upset about it.
Love you. Oh, that takes a minute. If it takes a minute, I'm assuming it's not a bonus action. It's a
No.
Okay, bow time.
So you're dropping your sword?
Dropping my sword,
Okay.
pulling out the bow. Because what else can I do? He's too far away and I can't get close enough to
Okay.
him.
Yeah, you can shoot the bow.
You got your claws at the end of the day anyway.
19.
You do have advantage, so if you potentially want to see if you crit, you could roll again.
Okay, so
Oh, I have advantage on the next
yeah, because you got guiding bolted.
Guiding bolt gives advantage?
Yep.
Yeah, if you hit.
Yes! That fucking
Roll
play.
your damage. Roll your damage.
That's so perfect.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
So glad that I have advantage.
kill him. Destroy him. 13 points of damage.
Show me what you got.
Oh! I'm going to drop my sword. Just slam it into the ground. I don't care if sparks fly. I don't give a shit at this point. It's going into the ground. I'm taking out my bow. I'm taking the arrow. I'm rubbing it across my chest with my own blood, aiming for his head and shooting right through the back of his skull, making sure it pops right through between his eyeballs.
Oh, it does, and the impact causes his body to kind of jolt forward and lean, and he falls, unmoving on the ground. At this point, it is your turn. There is one guy left.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for him.
Even though it's not his turn, it is clear you can tell he is about to just drop his sword and hands up.
Can I knock him unconscious?
You can attempt to, yeah.
All right.
You're doing non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that's gonna be an 8 to hit.
That does not hit.
Just kind of hold the pommel up. Go. Oops. Huh. I could have sworn he was right in front of me.
Okay, but he's still.
Could have sworn he was.
He's dropped his weapon, and his hands are up. And at this point, we are going to be out of initiative for you guys. As you three here.
Put the weapons down!
And when you look up, there are 8 clearly city guards.
It's the police.
4 of them have spears leveled towards you and are surrounding this area like this. The other 4 are holding heavy crossbows, pointing them at you guys. You two.
We're criminals.
As you are running after.
It was self-defense. Actually, he attacked first, so I guess it wasn't.
After you are running after these people, I need from you.
They had their weapons
as you
out.
say,
They were chasing us.
better stop running. I'm just going to keep coming after you. I need a wisdom save.
22.
Okay.
Hold it.
For a split second, you can see the wood elf in front of you as she's running. She's casting something. Your head spins for just a moment. You almost kind of lose your footing. And then you shake it off and you focus back in. And you hear, "Shit, it didn't work!" The next thing you hear is,
I got this.
and he goes, and that same deep voice says,
Krusty, do it.
Krusty, please be merciful.
You hear from the gnome on the back of this Goliath's shoulders. Very well. You hear the sounds of arcane spell being cast.
Oh no. Oh no, I think I know what's gonna happen.
Magic missile.
Fucking dominate person.
Enlarge.
Oh no.
As you are running, give me a perception check.
With his passive at 20?
Yeah.
Oof.
22.
That's like the 6th one in a row.
17
Yeah.
plus 5.
Good lord.
Fortunately, it's not quite enough.
Bullshit.
No.
That's crazy.
Casting at 8th level.
As
Doink.
You run at full speed into something and bounce off. You realize as you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, you didn't notice it, but there is this invisible wall that it seems to be just like pure raw magical force. You almost thought for a second you saw it spot, but you really didn't process it at the time.
Can I try an acrobatics to vault over the wall?
You can try to get over it, yeah.
Watch roll another 22.
21.
So close.
Had to prove me wrong.
How dare you not get
I
another
were-
22?
If I rolled another 19, then yeah.
Oh, this session has been so fun so far.
Until we go to jail.
I mean, that
Sounds like half of you going to jail.
The character
I
whiffed
got out
every
dodge
single thing he
just
tried
in
to do,
time.
except one.
I don't know how they're gonna treat me in jail.
Woof woof.
No,
Going into the kennel.
half orc.
Why am I here? I'm just a lowly half.
You're trying to vault over it.
Transfer
As you
back
are
into
going
the-
up, you end up like scrambling up onto the roof. Fuck. This is slowing you down for sure, because you can't really see it. But as you're trying to find the edges, it's clear this gnome knew what he was doing. The alleyway itself is blocked. Going up the roof, it is blocked. You don't know where the edges are, but you're trying to find them. And so you're trying to run right now up the angle of one roof to, towards the peak to try to find the edge of this invisible wall. You're not sure if you're at the edge yet, but you've gotten to the end of your turn. You feel it can't be much further.
My man put me in a fucking cylinder.
That is your turn. Persephone, that is his turn. You were trying to get up and over it. Persephone,
Okay.
you
So I can see some of this.
you can see the silhouette of gold, and then all of a sudden it stops. You're now, as you continuing to move, you're now catching up, and I mean, now you can see him. You're about now like 30 feet away, but he is up on a roof, like fighting against some kind of invisible barrier.
Does it look like the barrier is around him?
Well, you
Or
can't
like
see
a
it.
wall? No, just based on like how I see him moving.
You thinking it's a
Can I see the bad guys?
They are getting distance on you, but you
So-
can see them. They are probably by now almost 100 feet away.
So we're running down
Yep.
an alley.
Mm-hmm.
I assume there are buildings nearby.
Oh yeah.
Can I, like, wall here, can I go whoop, whoop, and...
Not if you can't see the spot. Like you're saying, oh, you move down.
Like, instead of continuing down where I can
Oh, I
tell
see what
he's
you're
clearly struggling, can I go over a building and start chasing him
You can
that
try
way kind
that.
of thing?
You can try.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, but you've already used your movement to get up to that point. So
Well,
it's gonna be,
Okay,
'Cause you had- just to get within
whatever
30 feet,
movement and
yeah.
action I have left to do
yeah,
so,
to get within 30 feet of gold, that would have been your move and your action. Because remember, he was gaining distance away
Okay.
from you. So,
Well, I assume they stopped for a bit to have this little conversation
oh,
that
there
they
wasn't
did.
a conversation.
No, they were running.
This was on the
Oh,
run.
this was a running. Okay.
This is run and gun.
Okay, I thought they stopped and talked
Nope.
for a second.
Nope, not at all.
Oh, I was putting an arrow in their fucking back.
Okay, well, yeah, no, I try to find my way around and,
Okay.
whatever direction I assumed
Okay.
that they were heading based
so,
on that.
on your next turn, you can start moving that way.
Okay.
Okay. It is now your turn, Gold.
Okay, I'm gonna continue to try and outmaneuver this wall and gain distance on them again.
Okay. It takes your move to finally find the edge of the wall, and you managed to figure you actually had to go. You went up on the roof. You had to go up to the peak and start to come over to the side, And it almost went to the edge, but there was enough space. You were like, here's the edge, and you got around. So then you start going back up to the peak. That's your move. You still have your action and your bonus action, so you could still move an additional 35 feet. You do know that they have definitely gotten distance on you now.
How far away are they, would you say?
From you, they are probably about 70 feet away, down the alley.
Cool. Can I attempt to take my longbow and shoot one of them in the back?
You can try.
Okay.
They will have hard cover on you because you're on the roof, and you're up here on the roof. The alley runs like this. There's other buildings.
So they're being blocked by several obstacles.
You can see them, but there's a lot of cover in the way.
Then I'm not going to bother.
You can try, so if you want.
Yeah, but if I don't, I could continue trying to run after them. I think I'm just going to stay in pursuit and continue to run.
Okay, so you use your action to dash. And on their turn, they dip around a corner. Give me a perception check, because you are about 40 feet away.
That's cocked. There we go. That is a 7.
Okay, no, you don't.
Not a 22. Sad.
Okay. Persephone, it is your turn. Okay, so you cut down another alley, another pathway, and then over. You see them kind of past that alley and down a little bit. You still have your action. You've used your movement to get around to that other street. Now you can either go down that street or you can try to continue to go down the other way. So, let's look at it this way.
We're both running down two alleys, and I see them pass by, kind of.
Here's the building that Gold is on.
Yeah.
Okay, something like that. They were going down this alleyway. Okay, you saw, Gold's got a wall. You chose to go down an alley like this. You saw them. You got here, looked. You basically saw them go past like that. You can either go this way or go that way.
Continue that.
Okay, so you're gonna use your action to dash.
Yeah.
Okay. So you use your action to dash. You get past into another alley and look down. Give me a perception check.
Oh. Nine.
Okay. Gold.
Did I see the direction they ran?
Yes.
Dash. Still be in pursuit. Do I need to make an acrobatics to get down the building safely?
Oh, I thought you were rooftop running.
No.
I was for a moment.
You don't need to make an acrobatics. You get down, you dash, you get around that corner.
And they're long gone.
They are gone.
I'm gonna yell out, Percy, you see them?
You're here.
Do I see them?
You're looking straight down the alley. You know.
I assume I'm looking this way as I keep running,
Gold's here. Basically, if I could extend this out.
Extend out.
Yeah, if I could extend it out one more. You're looking down this alley. You're here. You saw them run past here. Okay. So you're here looking down here. Gold's looking down here. Neither of you see them.
Unfortunate.
That is, we have lost them.
No. I assume we're out of initiative enough that I can meet up with Gold in that corner.
You are now.
Alright, we'll meet up in the corner.
Oh, fuck.
Is there an immediate building or something that building, sewer, door, or something they could have hopped into? Because they sure as hell didn't just disappear.
I mean, there's buildings here. Some of them have doors. Some of them have doors leading off those alleyways. There are some sewer entrances. I mean, you can take time to investigate if you wish. That's up to you.
I'm gonna take a little bit of time at least, yeah.
Okay.
I'll help you out with that. So I'll make an investigation roll. Or could I use survival instead to try and track them?
Yes.
I'm gonna investigate though.
That is only an 11.
Okay.
Mine's also an 11.
Okay. What you do find is that their tracks, after they got past this street where Persephone was looking down, their tracks stop there completely. And that is as if they were there and then they're not.
Would explain how they get that route so easily.
Well, that's also assuming it's route related. I'm just making assumptions here based on what I had heard.
Yeah, I could have been chasing people for nothing.
Well, they were running, weren't they?
Yeah.
It's usually guilt for something.
Or, hey, some crazy guy's fucking chasing me.
Well, so what happened exactly? Because we were doing a thing, and then we weren't doing a thing, and then
you told
then
me,
I ran a bunch.
You told me about the individuals who were talking about the meetup, right?
Yep.
As Tomer's old crew was walking out the front door to deal with
that's
them,
what they were.
they all left VIP and headed out the back. I didn't want to lose the possibility of actually getting with these guys. Because I figured Tomer was going to kill everyone. Because he seemed a little peeved.
Understandable.
So, I figured we would still continue our quest if I could track these guys down. But these guys
just one
managed to create invisible walls that are taller than buildings and seemingly teleport out of thin air. So, we may be in a little over our heads at the moment, and they just didn't want to have to stall for a fight with the town guard already on the way.
So, there's an elf, a gnome, a Goliath.
A human. I don't remember the last one.
It's a human. Everyone else was a male. Everyone was guys except for the elf. Oh, well, the human looked a lot like
Harlan.
our new buddy Harlan.
You know what we could do?
I have an idea in Jen, but not Persephone, because I wasn't there for that.
I have his address.
Oh, cool. How convenient.
We could stop by there.
I think I could stop by there, yeah.
Yeah, no, it'd probably be. Or, if it is Harlan, are you sure you want to go there alone?
He just wants to fuck me. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
He can stab you to death.
Yeah, or I get
with
fucked.
something other than his penis.
Why would he have any reason to do that? We're friends.
Well, because you were just potentially chasing him through the streets.
I was so far back, I doubt they fucking saw me, and even if they did, I'm dark as fuck.
There's a joke in there. If that's the route you want to pursue, I'll go back to the club and check on them.
And it's not like you couldn't give me, backup.
Well,
if you know where he's staying.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to do this right now.
Do we want to save it for another night then?
That's what I'm saying. We don't have to do it right
We
now.
can snoop around his place and see if he has any of that route with him or anything. We never showed him the route of the place.
Like I said, does not have to be now.
Alright. We're going to head back to the horny halfling then to check on Tomer and our gang.
As you guys are coming up...
and we're walking. We're not running.
As you guys are coming up on the horny halfling, which takes you a couple minutes because you were sprinting before and now you're walking back. You come upon a scene where you see one of the guys that you had been clocking in the club that walked out after Ajax and Tomer, as well as Ajax, Tomer, and Leon, surrounded by city guards a whole bunch by this time, as more have arrived. They are currently being manacled.
Let's go.
And you can, before you even get within earshot, you can read the lips and you can hear, "You have the right to plead your case. Any cases pled in the Kyver Court of Law will allow you for representation of one of our council members. You may seek appropriate intermediary consideration to prevent you from spending an inordinate amount of time in our penitentiary. However, recommend that you keep your mouth shut until counsel has been provided."
I assume as
Do you understand these rights?
I love playing C&C. Crime lords and court dates.
Yeah, I see.
I understand.
Take him away, Sergeant.
As we're walking up and I see this, I'm going to grab his hand and we're going to turn and walk away.
I'm going to do the opposite.
And unfortunately, that is where we are going to end this session.
I cannot wait to attend court and get my medieval appointed lawyer.
There we go. That is the end of this episode. Hope you guys had a fun time. Hope my players had a fun time. Yeah.
I didn't get arrested, so yeah, it was nice. I left at the right time.
So hopefully you will join us next time for episode 7.
Hopefully, they don't get a choice.
Oh, they don't. That's true. We're going to force you to watch. But hopefully we'll see you for episode 7, and who knows? You know, by the time you listen to this in its audio form, well, we'll probably already be sending out the live streams, so you'll have to catch up in the audio before you can watch all the live streams. So we'll catch you next time, guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
All right.
Yeah. So fucking worth the kill.
Let me see.
Yeah. I'm going for that.
Well, that's the end of this episode. We hope you'll tune in next week for the next episode of Atavar Ascension.